this is Janine Marie. I'm glad that you're here. I've entitled this video, Who Do You Think You Are? And it's not meant to be snotty. It's a little bit of a play on words, but it kind of goes along with we are who we think we are, and we are who we believe we are. Let me tell you something. There's one thing that I've experienced through loss. If there isn't anything else that I've actually learned through loss, it's this. Whether it is someone transitioning to their next phase of existence, or whether it's a friendship or a relationship or a marriage or someone we've been connected to, and it's time to say goodbye to that person. This is the greatest phenomenon that I think that I've ever experienced in people separating from each other, regardless to how it happens. It's a little bit more profound when somebody that you love passes away, but it happens with every relationship, even if you don't part on good terms, is sooner or later, you begin to only think of the beautiful things of that person. You know, I have been in friendships, love relationships, marriages. I've had children, 5 of them. 2 of them have passed on to the next realm of existence. And through all of those that I've had to say goodbye to, the number one things that have ever come up are things that we laughed about, things that we thought were fun, funny experiences that make them just adorable. Even some of the things that were very strenuous about a person. You know, one of the great things about my daughter is she was all out there. I mean, you never ever questioned what she was about or what she was thinking because she let everything out. And some people didn't appreciate that. And you know, there were a lot of times I didn't appreciate that. You know, quite frankly, it embarrassed me because I'm not that forward, but she really was. I raised her and, you know, I raised my 5 children alone. So basically, you know, they were influenced by me, but every one of my children were different. And she was extremely outgoing. She was extremely outspoken. And she spoke her mind exactly how she wanted to speak it. Now, when I think back on some of those things that actually bothered me and maybe offended me, I think they're hilarious. I think they're funny. In fact, when I read certain things and I know that she's just being her, I laugh. It's very interesting how touching our connection starts to become when we separate from people. When we have a friendship with someone and we've laughed every day, and all of a sudden that friendship has to part for whatever reason. Maybe it's a work connection. It could be anything. Or maybe it's a love relationship or a dating relationship and you just don't get along. Well, for some reason, you know, we go through the grieving process with anything. Any change, any loss, any separation, there's a grieving process as a person. But for some reason, we get to a point where we begin to really appreciate the beautiful things about that person and the memories that that person has now given to us. And even the hard things become amusing or wonderful or beautiful. And we think to ourselves, oh, I am so grateful that that person came into my life. They put me through so much, but they taught me so much. And maybe I'm the person that I am now because of who they portrayed themselves to be in my presence. And it wasn't always a great thing for me. Maybe I was really disturbed inside. Maybe it really hurt my feelings sometimes. Maybe they were things that really caused me to think about myself as a person. And it was hard. But now it's amazing because now I can see the lesson in it now. I can see the beauty in it now. I see the value in it. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could see the value in it right in the moment while we're in the situation with someone? While my daughter was here, I really wish that I would have enjoyed her spunky personality and sense of humor at the time, but I didn't always appreciate it. Not that, I didn't love her. It's just that it wasn't my type of sense of humor. Now I laugh like crazy when I think about it. Some of those that I had love relationships with and I ended up, we parted either in, good ways or maybe not such a good way. I look back and I think, I really wish I would have appreciated what this was teaching me at the time. But if we knew back then what we knew now, we would respond better, wouldn't we? So we can't fault ourselves. We can't really get down on ourselves. We shouldn't. But learn that while we're in the presence of someone, while we're interacting with someone, appreciate those quirky things about them, or maybe something that just ruffles our feathers or even ticks us off. Because later on down the line, we may not have the opportunity to be in their presence. And we begin to appreciate those things. I had a very funny friend, and she and I used to laugh all of the time when I was living in California. It was kind of a long time ago, but we had some good times together. And one of the things that she did when she laughed is she was one of those people that snorted, when she laughed really hard. And that would make everybody laugh, including me, even more. And she loved it. And sometimes it got a little bit irritating, but we still laughed. And then we kind of had a falling out because there was a decision she was making, and I really felt as a friend it was the wrong decision. It wasn't my place to make it for her, but I was really trying to convince her not to make that decision. Well, we kind of had a falling out, and I was really upset with her in the beginning. It was hard. I was thought, oh my goodness, why didn't she listen to me? I just, at least at honor, what I was trying to say. But life went on. I missed her, and I went through the loss feeling and that feeling of grief because I lost that ability to laugh with her. But at one point, and actually it wasn't so long ago, I tried to look her up because I really missed those moments. I thought very fondly about those moments. And so I looked her up and I couldn't find her anywhere. And I kept looking, so how you look for friends of a friend just to see if you can find them. Well, eventually I did find her Facebook page, and I discovered that she had passed away. And it actually had not been that long that she had passed away, but she was really heavy on my mind. Was she telling me in some way to look her up, maybe? Was she around me, trying to impress upon me that there were things I needed to remember about her, or maybe connect with people who were connected with her? Maybe it was a very spiritual moment. But I know the one thing that was really impressed upon my heart that I had to really think about and consider is I wish that moment that we separated our life would have been handled differently, both by her and by myself. I wish that we could have spent more time together. There's a truck going by, sorry. I hope that you didn't hear that, but if you did, sorry. But I wish we would have spent more time together and been together and connected with each other and had more time and opportunity to laugh. And I've told all of this in this story just to kind of feed into the first thing I said, is we are all of value in this life. You are of such value in this life. So value yourself, number one. And then value everyone who is brought into your life, whether you get along with them or you don't, whether you feel inspired to stay in connection with them or not. Value, though, the person that they are. Do the things that you can to uplift them when they're not uplifted. Don't just put them down for being on a downer. Try to uplift that person. Be there for them. We are a one humanity, and we act so separated, and we try to separate ourselves, in so many different ways. It's incredible that we all exist on this planet. Are we ever going to learn to value each other and to think of each other as if we have lost each other? Because honestly, I think in a lot of ways we have. I hope this message has brought you something to think about. I just want to end it with how much I value you, how much I love you. I don't have to know you personally to say that. Love is love, right? So I can love you and send love from my heart to you, allow you to feel that energy, and just let it be. Just sit in it, bask in it, take some time for it, and love yourself at the same time. You're worth it. Our Creator believed that you were worth bringing into this life. You made a decision to come here and believed at that moment that you were worth coming here for a reason and a season and a purpose. So still continue to believe that today. So I'm going to end with that and say goodbye. I love you from here, and I will talk to you once again very, very soon.